Alright! Whoa, whoa!
Okay, 70% info.
Let me take a... Wow! This is very... No! Oh, wow!
Where's Unity increase? Is that enough yet?
Making a...
I have 315. Is how much until the next threshold? I see there's one slot left for a bigger medal.
Oh my! Seems you had it tough. Until next time!
Thank you again for your help with those miscreants. Looks like we may finally get some peace here. I still feel uneasy though. The mystery surrounding Ouroboros makes some different from the error foes we faced in the past. Still, they won't cause any trouble for the moment. You go on ahead and concentrate on the rivalries. If you need anything, just let us know. We'll help you out any way we can. We owe you that much. This is the force contingent. Greetings. Elise, Your Highness, I hope you are well. It's a pleasure to see you again, Marquis. You as well, Gwen. This is where you went after the last time we saw you? Yeah, Irene and I both. We're looking into making a few RF policy changes, but we need more info first. The Pillar of Light in Hamel has of course raised a number of questions. We have the Chairman, Irina, and Professor Schmidt back on our side, and I have high hopes for George and Sharon too. Of course, I'm not holding my breath when it comes to France. Don't worry, we'll find a way to get through to him. I think we owe Lisa that much. That's just the kind of optimism we're going to need. We've been discussing whether there's anything we can do on our end to break this deadlock. I've sent Sherman and Irina ahead to the back room to begin meeting without us. We absolutely must find some form of solution. I agree wholeheartedly. Thank you for all you've done on this matter. Back room. I'm aware of the current situation. You've overcome one rivalry already, if I'm not mistaken. While the situation appears to remain quite serious, please rest while you can. Thank you, Salston. Are the discussions on this end going well? Thanks to your assistance, yes. Marcus Ballard has become quite amiable to our proposal. He is now aiding me in pressing several negotiations forward. I see, sounds like it went well then. Knowing how to use the tools at hand can be vital. If I may, even a rusty tool has use. The world of politics seems complicated. Please let me know if there's anything I can do. Hello again, everyone. Chairman Irina, what are you doing here? What right have you two? Princess, what are you doing here? Is it even safe for you to be out in the open? I'm quite certain I'll be fine. It's been some time, Marcus Ballard. My apologies for not being able to liven things up here for you earlier. Cursed children running their mouths off about my affairs? Not at all, Your Highness. Seeing you in good health does wonders for my spirit. I take it you two met to exchange information. Correct, I planned making some major policy revisions at the Rhineford group, but I needed more info to determine how to proceed. Our mutual colleague, Herman Conrad, helped serve as our go-between. He used to be a managing director for us at RF. Poor Conrad's influence has been on the decline ever since a particularly eventful party turned sour. It's a real shame. But as former connection of Rhineford led to this meeting of the minds can only be called providence. I see. It seems like Marcus Ballard knows every deep-pocketed slimeball Arabonia has to offer. Well, Chairman Irina seems to trust his information at any rate. Mother, what exactly do you mean by policy revisions? I have no intention of discussing as yet undecided policy outside of the office. So let's just say I think there's room for discussion regarding the 5th Development Division and how we work with the government. I see. Alright, I'll ask you more about this once we're back at the office. I'm very glad the situation in Ulster has been resolved. All thanks to you, really. You took in the displaced residents, coordinated with Hugo and Becky. Oh no, I only did what anyone would have. But with Kleist & Co. distancing itself from the government, there's bound to be some change ahead of us. We just have to keep pushing forward. Agreed. Seem quite fun, those flowers, Artem. Yeah, they're growing up nice and strong ever since I started giving them water. Hey, Miss Edel, I wanted to ask you something. Let me guess, you want to take them back to your village? Yeah, by all means, I got plenty of seeds to plant more. The cold doesn't bother these plants too much, so as long as you take care of them, they should start blooming soon enough. You mean it? I can really have them? Yeah, I'll take good care of them, I promise. I don't have any new dishes. At least not until I go back to Crossbell. Hello again, Rean. Mauricio, what are you doing here? Once I found out what was going on with the main campus students and teachers, I had to see it for myself. I decided to drop in on my way back from the Grenville conscription office. It's a pleasure to see you again. How are things in the Air Force? Pretty tough. We're getting busier and busier every day as the war gets closer. To be completely honest with you, I don't think my heart is in it anymore. I'm a soldier. I should treat my orders as absolute, but I find it hard to believe that going to war is our best option. Mauricio. Hey, don't you think you should try being more honest with how you feel? You know, like that best friend of yours? That girl wears her heart on her sleeve. Maybe you should too. Not look for an answer that feels right to you. Not as a soldier, but as yourself. Thank you, Instructor Makarov. I'll try that. I can actually take a bath here. Is there any event for doing so?
Nice.
No. Hey, you bet your ass I caught that on camera. How could I not capture two divisions moving out to Liberal? Well, you did tell me you wanted to be a war photographer, right? Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe these shots are too real and gritty. If only there was a sexy lady officer on top of one of those vehicles, maybe that could have given them a bit more oomph. Yeah, I think they're probably fine as is. Managed to salvage the situation thanks to you. You really saved our bacon. We just did what we could. I appreciate it all the same. We'll try to be more careful from here on out. Considering everything that's going on in the world, I probably should have expected there to be trouble. Come to think of it, that mysterious black-haired girl who wandered into the village a while back did seem to leave behind some warning for us. I wonder if... Nah, never mind. Girl's a strange one. I can never tell what she's thinking. Huh? There's Cerberus. Woof woof. Oh, I think you'd come at a time like this. We've been in need of a lot of things since the village was attacked. How about we get down to business, Cerberus? So you were headed to Erin, huh? I'm surprised you made it all the way on your own. You're pretty impressive, aren't you? I was so proud of Noah's little familiar and the way he protected her. The brave thing deserves every morsel of the celebratory feast I just made. I trust you kids have enjoyed your signature brand of Erin hospitality? We certainly have. We took a nice long dip in the fairy spring too. It's the least we can do to thank you for everything. Stop by again whenever you have the time. You're always welcome here. And I like Mommy's cooking too. If you're a good boy, I'll give you more and more. So let's keep it a good work, Loki. You really did. Thank you so much. Again, I'm sorry for causing you all this trouble. Please, don't worry about it. I'm just glad we were able to take care of things. He's right. The most important thing is that you're safe. Right, it's not your individual responsibility. Every witch in the village was negligent here. Now, we need to immediately begin repairing the barrier. Taking time to worry is a luxury we don't have. I'll be doing my part too. Okay, I won't lead you down.
I've got a good feeling about this spot.
Guess there's people repairing the teleportation stone. Our checks are complete for the time being. We couldn't find any traces of surveillance bugs or traps. Seems as though the fool kept his promise in that regard. But the village's location may be out in the open now, but it doesn't look like there's any cause for worry yet. Feels like we are approaching the time that Vita warned us of. Thank you so much for your help. Know that you're always welcome here. I appreciate it. I'm sure I'll be back again sometime. Those outsider jerks really mess up the village. There's another bullet shell. Oh, I can't believe this. I'm gonna clean the crap out of this place. Thank you all for your hard work. The village is safe now because of you. As Elder, let me offer you my thanks. It's nothing compared to all you've done for us. Always so humble. Just look at Vita. When she came and saw everything was fine, she just up and disappeared. That does sound like her. After I'm done overseeing the barrier repair and hearing reports from the villagers, it'll be time for me to set off as well. Don't worry about things here. Just focus on completing your mission. I understand, if you'll excuse me. The village was in a real frenzy. I'm glad we were able to sort it out. I admit I was a little worried about Master's condition. That just means I have to work even harder, though. I want to restart my training so I can help her. I heard about what happened in Ulster. It sounded truly terrible. Who could have anticipated that the influence of the Great Twilight would have caused this? We may have underestimated the situation. And I need to thank you. We only managed it with everyone's help. I just really hope that the people of Ulster will be able to recover soon. I do as well. Thank you, Rean. Crossbell, it's been a while. If the circumstances were different, I'd have loved to perform there again. Sounds like someone's pretty taken with the place, eh, Your Highness? I still remember that time 2 years ago when you charged into that jazz bar and started playing the piano. I can imagine you doing something like that. What can I say? Life's nothing without a little passion. Speaking of piano, there was that time I played in the restaurant in Bose too. I got thrown in jail afterward, but hey, looking back on it now, it was a fun time. I think Tita told us that story. You sure have a talent for getting into trouble. Tell me about it. Okay, now I can finally go to Stella. I already did all the quests I could. The Courageous 2 set out for Crossbell. Kind of makes me wish, instead of a New Game Plus, maybe it'd be easier if they had a chapter select so you could don't have to play through everything just to get to the stuff you missed. But that would be very difficult to implement, so I guess New Game Plus would be the easiest way to implement it. It navigated carefully to stay out of sight of the airports before finally reaching the wetlands. Where are we parked? So we have to take down another barrier generator, probably? This is it. There it is. That's it, right? A pillar of light, the same as in Hamel. Yeah, there's no mistaking it. The Stella Shrine is below it, then. Wherein my lord awaits. Just as we thought, there don't seem to be any Gargantua-class ships nearby. Right, they're certain to be focused on the bulk of their military strength towards Calvard. Which makes this our best chance to land. All hands prepare.
No, I suspect it will not be that easy.
Professor Schmidt. What do you mean by that?
Just now, this ship was detected by a directional radar. They are lying in wait for us. They know we are coming.
So where do we turn back? Find a different place to retreat? There's an optic response coming from the north. Is it an enemy attack? No, wait. Isn't that the same type of beam we saw the Gargantua using? I knew there'd be another barrier. That's a magic barrier oscillation beam. Judging from its origin point, could it be? Identifying, Elise, Her Highness. Activating wide-range radar. Identifying firing location, putting the image on screen. That's Orchis Tower. Why there?
Hey, you guys! Do you read me?
Ah. Yona and Lloyd too.
Do you guys know what's going on with that beam coming out of the tower?
Come to the SSS building quick. Security around the area is sparse right now.
Rean and the others arrived at the field exercise camp off Ursula Road without being spotted. They decided to rendezvous with their allies at the Special Support Section HQ. I can't believe we managed to sneak this many people inside. Looks like their security really has gotten slack. Or they're letting us in on purpose. Yeah, I had my doubts about us being taken off the wine list, but here we are. It sure is a relief to see you guys again after all this time. But most of the city probably forgot your existence. Yeah, the Intelligence Division's not so hot in keeping tabs way out here. It just goes to show how close the war is. That said, those barrier generators are something else. I had no idea they'd been in the works. I remember them announcing some kind of experimental new defense system a while back. This must be what that was all about. They're essentially a confluence of both magic and science. It's different from the magic we know in the Empire. If anything, I'd say it's closer to alchemy practice here in Crossbell. They feel kind of like the barrier I made when I was a Septarian, too. Except not nearly as big. Still, they seem pretty good at protecting smaller areas. Geez, what is Bell linking? The Black Workshop's putting out even higher quality stuff than before. Something like this could change the face of war all on its own. Yeah, no doubt about that. Either way, we're going to have to shut all this down. Otherwise, we won't even get a chance to carry out this rivalry before the war begins. Right, we have to keep our own goals in mind. The tower's still surrounded by the Imperial Defense Force, though, and there's a barrier stopping us from dropping in on it from above. In that case, how about we go in from the underground? We could probably get in for the geofront, but it's probably guarded there too. The geofront does have a basement level that connects to the tower. Yeah, but it's not like we can waltz in there. They've got military police patrolling the place around the clock. Oh, that stinks, and here I thought I'd come up with a good plan for once. Actually, I think you have the right idea. Storming the place head-on is no go, as long as those Zauber Solas are on watch. Going for the basement just might be the easier option. We're probably going to have the original SSS act as distract the guards in the basement so we can get through. In that case, we just need to create a diversion to draw the MPs away. It's gonna have to be something big to distract them all long enough for us to sneak in. And you know, the Bobcat is on his way here, and Team Liberals Bracers aboard too. Those extra numbers could give us some more options. Hey, how about we try what Yuna and the others did last time? You know, when you did a performance to lure away that old rich guy. Will it really work on the MPs? Oh yeah, that was... Wait, hold on a second. You mean that thing that happened with Marcus Ballard in Sutherland? How do you know about that? Your power allowed you to see it, am I right? Yeah, the Spirit Vein showed it to me in the vision. It was only for a second, so I didn't really get what was going on, but it looked fun. That ability of yours sure is wild. Well, she's only been able to do it since the Great Twilight began, so it's probably a temporary thing. Using a performance as a diversion doesn't sound like a bad plan. Especially not with a professional artiste on our side. And not just any artist, one of the most up-and-coming members of En Ciel. Who, me? En Ciel's really popular around Crossbell, right? Yeah, everyone's been really bummed that they're not putting on any shows. Neither of their headliners are in any position to dance right now. We still have Sully Atreides, forerunner of the troops' second generation. En Ciel's star-studded comeback. I like it, that's a pretty good angle. Hold on a minute, we can't do that in the show without Eiyuu. A ton of our stagehands are taking time off, too. We'd never be able to put something together on such a short notice. Maybe Eiyuu will come in saying she recovered enough to perform? That shouldn't be a problem. We've got a pretty extensive network of friends to ask for help from in times like these. I bet they'd be more than willing to lend us a hand or two, or 10. Besides, Sherazard already practiced the part with you, didn't she? Oh yeah, she did. I thought she was an A-rank bracer? Apparently she was a professional dancer before joining the guild. Oh, chick's got hidden depths, huh? I can dig it. The Bracer Guild doesn't give A ranks for nothing. She must be more than physically adequate. We can probably get Estelle on board too. Of course, all this depends on whether Sully agrees to take the lead. I mean, I'm sure they'd be able to keep up with me, but, I mean, me, the lead? You'll be fine. I know you can do it. Please consider it. We may not be able to get into the tower otherwise. Okay, fine. I'll do it already. Great, sounds like a plan. Wow, En Ciel back in action. I can't wait. Don't get too comfortable. This ain't a skull festival we're putting on here. Not this time. We better get to work right away. There's only 3 days left until D-Day. We should start by recruiting stagehands and getting rehearsals underway. Don't forget publicity. We need this to feel like a big deal. Right, it'll need to be big enough of a spectacle to distract the military police and Imperial Defense Force too. Leave that to me. The Crossbell News Service is, at your service. We may need to cut some corners to get the next edition out in time, but we'll do what we can. And I'll put the word out on the Orbital Network. That should build a little hype.
Well, since we're all pitching in, why don't I pull a couple of strings on my end as well?
I thought you were working it with the government. What the? Sao?
A pleasure to make your acquaintance, Ashen Chevalier.
And as always, it's a pleasure to see you again, Ellie.
You must be the young Eiyuu executive I've heard so much about. What's going on? Zin's here too? Hands where I can see him, White Orchid Dragon. I heard about your little run with Uni and Mademoiselle Ellie. What's your deal?
Oh, please. My contract with the Governor General's office is long since over. There's no need to be so suspicious. This time around, I'd like the honor of assisting you in your endeavors.
Listen, pal, I don't know who you are, but I know shady types like you when I see them. You never do anything just out of the goodness of your heart. What's your syndicate's stake in this?
The end of the world would be the end of Eiyuu.
It's as simple
as that.
There's an awkward pause.
Even so, I've brought you a little something extra. As a show of good faith.
You materials? This is the Almighty Conflagration and... Father.
My agents were able to capture this image shortly before the generator went online. Shall we begin devising our plan now? If you'd like to reach them, we'd best start soon.
Sometime later, Estelle, Charizard, and the rest of their friends arrive from Erebonia. Everyone else on board are courageous too, who is willing to help touch down soon after. Wow, this is shaping up to be a real full-scale operation. You said it, I can't believe Ali offered to sing. Not to mention Prince Oliver, Mint, and the entire Modern Music Club on accompaniment. And then we have Tita helping out with the staging. Toa, Elise, and Princess Elfin are pitching in all over the place too. Plus we have Angelica and Duwilly standing by in case anything goes wrong. Elliot directing the musicians and Crow the performers. I know Crow thinks otherwise, but this really does feel like just like back a little concert from back then. Right, well, Crow aside, I ain't never seen anyone as demanding as Elliot when it comes to striking a tune. Everybody's helping out, even Eiyuu. I didn't see that one coming. Cooperating with them wasn't an easy pill to swallow. There's definitely something they're not telling us. We shouldn't let our guard down around them. True, but I think they're sincere in their desire to save the world, if nothing else. I believe they will continue to help us for as long as it remains beneficial to them. At least they're giving us good intel. Like the warning about who we'd have to face on our way to the Fight Aryan Road. The conflagration is no surprise, but my father, it's almost as though he's following in the footsteps of our ancestors. Laura, as the second in command of the Eisenritter. Indeed, the Great Twilight must be taking advantage of that connection. Nevertheless, this is for the best. We will find no stronger test of our mettle than them. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Okay, all that's left to do is round up whatever intel we still can prepare for tomorrow's performance. After that, we can figure out which of us will take part in the infiltration. I believe Laura's participation was a given, but I would like to offer my sword as well. The Arcade and Vander schools have long grown side by side, after all. Though it may be presumptuous to consider myself a suitable representative. Not at all, it would be my pleasure. Machias and Sheridan will need to come along too. It's a lot of predetermined party members. Right, I've been to Orchis Tower on inspections a ton of times. I know it like the back of my hand. And it was periodically called upon at the Governor General's behest during my time with Ouroboros. You may leave the particulars of the thaumaturgical sector to me. Thanks, Sharon, we appreciate it. Elise and the others are standing by with Tio at the SSS building. Everyone else is either helping set up for tomorrow or gathering more info around town. Let's take one last look around ourselves. We can come see Elliot once we're all set to go. Alright, let's get moving. Okay, I can freely pick them for now, but when I have to do the infiltration, I'll probably be locked into a different party. Oh no. Some of them got taken away. Yeah, the ones who need to practice got taken away, were removed. Okay, who should I pick? Return to the theater. Hey everyone, how are things going? Well, somehow I end up in charge of all our management decisions. Oh really? Sounds like a lot of work. We basically made her our producer. She'll be handling everything from our advertising to theater security. I'm sorry again to put this all on you. We're just so short-staffed at the moment. No, don't worry about it at all. I've got plenty of reference material from the last production to work off of. There's a rough stage plan and we'll only be using part of the set anyway. Even on short notice, I should be able to make this work. We might have known you'd rise to the occasion. With you guiding us, there's no way we'll fail. Isn't she the best? And so a Toabo. A Toabo. And don't sweat the advertising. I can spread the word with the best of them. Rex, Grace, and I are already whipping up some plans to reach as many people as possible. As soon as we're done here, I'll run right off and make sure it gets some airtime on the Imperial Chronicle radio. Ooh, the radio. I'm really getting hyped for this. Yeah, it's finally starting to feel like we can really pull it off. Vivi, Toa, Manager, Balsamo, we're all counting on you. We won't let you down. You guys stay sharp too. Tomorrow's a big day. I have a feeling things are going to go just fine. We can still move people freely here, huh? What? We're always able to enter these side rooms? Eugene, Celine, I'm really looking forward to seeing you on stage again. Break a leg. Thanks, we'll give our best. If you're looking forward to just seeing us, you can only imagine how we must feel actually performing. We won't just give it our all. This is our all. Well, we've certainly got the spirit to back it up. Funny how her name sounds just like Celine's. Just a coincidence, obviously. Still can't help but feel a little attached to her likes of that. I see you guys are setting up the instruments. It almost feels as though I've walked into a modern music club meeting. I'm guessing you guys never figured you'd be the rhythm section for a show like this, though. Aye. Valerie's a little more flexible, but Pablo and I are basically glued to our bass and drums, respectively. I'm just grateful to Elliot for letting us play a part in this. I really have no idea what this show is going to end up sounding like. Neither do I, but I do so look forward to finding out. Okay, so talk to these two to start. Do, re, mi, fa. Ooh, you're quite the singer. I kinda wish we could invite you to join the troupe full time. Hear that, Ellie? I always said you had potential. And now you've got the mysterious songstress herself backing it up. Listening to you now, it's hard to believe you're the same girl who needed to express more emotion in her singing back in her art class. Just goes to show she's grown since then. I don't really feel like I've grown, to be honest. I'm just trying my best not to bring down the rest of the chorus. It's as much for Kia, Ren, and Valerie as it is for me. I know you're under a lot of pressure, but we're all here for you. Yeah, go and show them what you can do, little bunny. What a feast for the eyes. To be able to watch the dance and chorus practice right up close is like a fantasy come to life. I'm glad you're having fun, but try to pry your eyes off the performers and stay alert. You can hardly fault Angelica for enjoying her work, can you? Enjoying is an understatement. First there's the angelic chorus group, Altina, Kia, and Ren. Well, you have the ice, you know they're adorable. Then there's Sully with her life-strong dancer's frame and Nacelle who's positively bursting with energy. And lest we forget the elegant, voluptuous Sherazard. One look from her could very well stop a lady's heart. To be able to oogle all of these ladies at near licking range under the pretense of guarding them. This is truly what I was born for. My life's work and its great reward. Supreme bliss. I don't know if I ever heard a more Angelica monologue. Estelle, Sherazard, how are the dances shaping up? It's hard work, but I think things should work out just fine. There's not so much pressure on me, since I'm just a backup dancer this time around. Shara and Sully are the real stars of the show. You used to have a troupe of your own, didn't you, Sherazard? I hear you used to tour all around Zemuria. It's true, but I wasn't just a dancer. I used to do tarot card reading, beast taming. Beast taming? That explains the whip. It should be fun to see a real pro in action. I'll try to live up to my reputation. Of course, I'm not the only one here with experience on the stage, right, Estelle? Wait, really? Well, in a way. A long time ago, I got to be in a play at the NIS Academy School Festival, that's all. Lily and I were playing rival knights. And Joshua was the princess you were fighting over. Princess? Joshua in a dress, huh? That would have been a sight to see. And yet I can picture it very easily. And I'm glad I stuck around to hear about this. Oops, did I say something I shouldn't have? Don't try to act all innocent now. This section's blocked off. I can... Did we always have a staircase here? But maybe I was stupid and didn't catch a staircase back in the Crossbell duology. Let's talk to Crow to get the general conversation and run away from the red mark. How's the score coming, Maestro? Not bad. So Lily and I have already decided on the program in which songs to include. Now it's just a matter of working out how to best arrange them. You've got flutes, harmonicas, lutes, guitars, violins. Sheesh, variety is the spice of life and all, but there's such a thing as too spicy. Maybe, but I like to think an ensemble like this can create some unique harmony. By the way, it turns out Fiona, Bridget, and Instructor Mary will all be able to help out with our performance. Those three can play pretty much anything, so I'll get them to fill in any empty slots. I think they'll really help out. For now, I want to hear the different sections perform and get a feel for how they could all come together. I'd be grateful if you could join me, Crow, just in case I miss anything. I'll get my eyes and ears ready. I imagine you two will be able to tackle anything that might come up. The rest of us are gonna head out. Oh, Rex is here too. Now this is a choice angle. I gotta take pictures of glamorous girls and classy dames. Can life get any better? But where do I start shooting from once the action really starts? Hey, are you sure we can count this guy? I know, but he's a great photographer, really. We don't need to worry. You're taking these photos for the Crossbell Times, correct? You might want to make sure the pictures you take are all newspaper appropriate. Come on, man, you're talking to a professional here. My photos are guaranteed to catch the eye of our entire readership. And maybe a low-angle shot from the wings will do just the trick. Maybe my confidence is misplaced. Greetings, all. Good to see you. Ooh, that costume suits you to a T, Your Highness. It does make you look a little, how can I put it, shady. I prefer the term alluringly enigmatic. It's always a treat to hear you perform on the lute, Your Highness. He's wearing sunglasses and right through his eye patch. What the heck? I didn't know you played the harmonica, Joshua. That looks like a pretty old one, too. Well, yeah, this belonged to my sister. I must have been holding on to it for 10 years now. She taught me how to play the Whereabouts of Light on it. The song always makes me think of her. The Whereabouts of Light. I always thought that the song sounded familiar. Gosh. Well, good luck, or break a leg or whatever. Try not to screw things up and get Elliot on your case. Sure, I think we can handle that. Brace yourselves for wonderment. No, I don't think I can enter this one. Thank you for taking on the role of security. Things definitely feel much safer with you here. I'm glad to be of service. Still, we have had an unnecessary interruption appear before the rivalry against my lord. But panicking won't make the barrier disappear. Regardless, I will do absolutely whatever I can. Hey Yona, can you take a look at this? I'm having trouble logging in. Hey, what the? What's going on here? The backdoor I set us to get us into their servers is completely gone. Damn it, they must be stepping up their security. That doesn't sound good. Are we gonna be okay? Who do you think you're talking to? This won't even slow me down. Give me 10 minutes, 15 tops. I'll break through their new security, no problem. Hey, you got such a big ego for such a little squirt. I'll help. I can probably give you an idea of the best approach to take. I told you, I can handle it. I don't need your cheats to get this done. Hello, everyone. You came to check in on us? That's so sweet. Yes, you must be very busy. It's nothing compared to what you're all working on. So, have your searches across the orbital network turned up anything? So far, we've been able to get a read on the security set up in several regions, and a rough sense of the Intelligence Division's movements. We've also done our best to raise awareness about the rehearsal performance. Yona and Kia have been helping cover our tracks so the rumors don't get traced back to us. You say that like it's no big deal, but these are some high-level techniques you're using. I'm gonna leave all that stuff to you guys. Well, we all have our parts to play. I've gotta admit, working with you two has been a pretty fun time. All we can really do is give you basic support. We're still in charge of keeping the ship's operations running smoothly. It's nice to feel appreciated. Right, and I'm really grateful to you and TLoH for showing us the ropes, Elisa. Isn't that sweet of her, my lady? I just gave you a little basic guidance for dealing with the OS, that's all. But it looks of it, that was more than enough. Cheesy penne gratin. Celtio's dish was definitely interesting, let's say. But it's not really the kind of thing we can serve here at Ving Sept. The way he was straying from his rightful path, I thought I was going to have to intervene myself. But Nono can actually be pretty thoughtful. I'll wait a little longer and see how it goes. A defense type. Celtio is so obsessed with his weird dishes, it's like he just can't stop. Is he cursed? Don't get me wrong, they taste great, but there's no way we can serve this stuff to customers. Sure, they're a little odd looking, but that's part of the charm, and they're delicious. Still, no matter how tasty they are, I guess it doesn't make much sense to cook something we can't serve to the customers. Celtio, maybe we can arrange your cooking to make it look a little nicer. The latest creation was simply divine, it'd be a waste not to make it again. Huh. Cecile, Linde, glad to see you two managed to meet up. Me too, I really miss working with Nurse Cecile at St. Ursula Hospital. It's hard to believe it's only been 4 months since we parted ways. I'm relieved to see you well, even in the face of all this adversity. Of course that goes for Yuna's instructor over there as well. Thank you. I've heard all about you, Cecile. It seems you were there for my students when they couldn't be. I'm very grateful to you for that. Thank you again. Oh, don't mention it. I just did what I felt was right. Think of it as my way of repaying you for helping Lloyd and the others. It seems you're all planning something daring tomorrow. Wherever it is, I'll be praying for your success. Thank you. Come and think of it, tomorrow's also the day His Majesty is going in for surgery, isn't it? Yes, we're setting things up for it today. I was just on my way to the airport to pick up some specialized medical supplies we had to order. Lindy will be helping me bring everything back. I see. I hope the surgery goes well. Probably sounds rich coming from me, but seriously, good luck. Ash. We'll do everything we possibly can. Just have faith. Right, thanks. Hey, guess what? I finally remembered the SSS. I don't get why I forgot about them in the first place, though. That must be why Kobe got mad at me. Hey, maybe. At least it's all okay now, though. Huh. Guess the curse just stopped caring about cucking the SSS. Sports drinks, nutrition bars, snacks specially made for plea. Oh hey, it's Class 7. I was just looking for thank you gifts for those who will be helping with the performance. Is there anything you'd like, or is there anything I should definitely avoid? That's so kind of you, but really, we couldn't ask you to do that. Indeed, in fact, we should be the ones putting together something for you later. Oh no, it's a token of our gratitude, so please accept it. And don't worry, I won't let this cut into my rehearsal time. I'll pick out something real nice for you. Thank you. Alright, sounds like Linda and Cecile are meeting at a restaurant right now. Cecile helped me out a lot when I was at St. Ursula. I really ought to swing by and greet her at least. Yuna, instructor. Hey everybody, how's it going? I heard all about the plan. I think it's a great idea. You can count on me to pitch in. Let's make this the best rehearsal performance ever. That's the plan. I'm guessing you're going to be helping the stage crew, Wendy. Yeah, Orchis Tower shows a lot of effects and special mechanisms. Some of their parts are worn down from use, that's why I reached out to Wendy. Not only did she get us what we needed, but she even agreed to help us through our entire performance. She's a real lifesaver. I got the manager to approve it, so it's all good. Don't be shy about asking me to help with anything else. But I should probably leave in the effects that are specifically tied to the performances to you guys. Yeah, I think the Modern Music Club can probably handle those. Hey, we're lucky to have so many friends willing to help us out. Yeah, it's kind of humbling. I haven't seen Rufus around town for a long time now. If only Arios were still here, that'd be some comfort at least. Rufus is like so busy with work and stuff, huh? I'm kinda worried about this war stuff, you know? Yuna, big news. Lloyd was here earlier. He even stopped to talk to us. It felt like we hadn't seen him in a million years. You saw him too, huh? Oh, you knew he was here already? I ran into Ellie too. It made it feel like it was really worth waiting all this time. I'm glad you guys got to see each other again. Yeah, but we haven't saved the world yet. We're still experimenting with that weird defense system after all. Oh yeah, that shade thing. I just don't get why so many grown-ups are fine with it. We have to be careful, but this is the Junior SSS's duty. That's right. Now let's get back on patrol. Lloyd's counting on us to spread that info around. Yeah, everyone's gonna know about Ark and Steel's new show by the time we're done. I can't wait to see it. This is gonna be fun. I had my doubts about the JSSS at first, but they're actually quite dependable. They sure are. But we've got our part to play too. We can't let everyone down now. Yeah, I reckon you'd get a kick out of this. Here, take this book. Read it, share it with your friends, all that good stuff. 3 and 9. Well, that came out of nowhere. What's the catch? You're a sharp one, huh? I like that. You see, Eiyuu was reading this book last time I went to see her. I picked up a copy purely on a recommendation. What do you know? It's actually pretty good. Spreading the word about this novel is my way of helping Eiyuu stay in people's minds while she's laid up in recovery. I bought a whole bunch of them and I'm passing them out to anyone who's interested. That's some impressive enthusiasm. I know what it's like to want to share a book you love with the world. I can hardly wait to read it. Nine. Free ran over to her, his voice hoarse with agony and grief. Her forehead, hands, legs, her entire body was stained with blood dripping from 1,000 scratches and cuts. It was a fate far too cruel for such a young girl. No matter how many times Free called out to her, she didn't respond. He had sworn to protect her. He had promised her, but now, Free felt himself overcome by shame and regret. I'm too weak, he thought to himself. Too weak to help anyone. Too weak to save anyone. As if to seize upon this distress, the Emperor spoke once more. So won't you end up making it? If you're smart, you'll stop here. Deliver the final blow and your life will be spared. Just as before. At those words, Free felt a creaking in his mind. It was harsh like the sound of metal scraping against metal. I imagine she takes some sick satisfaction in being killed by the same person who killed her brother anyways. The Emperor's mouth twisted in a perverse smile. The depravity in his eyes clear even through the shadow cast by his helmet. It was then that something snapped inside of Free. Arrgh, die! He exploded. As if the boundless rage coursing through his veins had at last found an outlet. His legs and arms snapped in operation. A primal rumble burst from his throat. His bones creaked, his blood boiled. Pure fury ignited his entire body, inciting it to action, and before he knew it, he launched himself at the Emperor. He unleashed a whirlwind of attacks, his strikes faster and more powerful than ever. The Emperor met the charge head-on, altering gravity as he went, but Free adapted to each shift almost as fast as they came. His body was running on pure instinct, sharpening his senses to a razor-sharp edge and giving him almost preternatural adaptability. The Emperor, on the other hand, found himself working harder and harder to handle Free's hail of blows. He managed to block the oncoming strikes, but his attacker showed no sign of slowing down. Like a wild dog, the Emperor sneered. A tool with a will of its own is a useless thing, to be sure, but seeing you foaming at the mouth like this is pathetic beyond measure. You truly are fated to die as you lived. A mere thing. Even in the face of Free's enraged onslaught, the Emperor had hardly taken any damage at all. He still held all the cards. Free was lumbered and annoyance, like a flea biting a wolf. Free's thoughts bubbled back to the surface. He found himself remembering something Nine had said. It was his natural sense of composure that allowed him to recall such a timely memory. Composure he had not possessed 3 years ago. He continued to let his anger drive his body, but maintained a calm mind, not allowing his thoughts to slip away in his rage. He could have stopped himself at any time, but found his current rage beneficial, and wielded it ably, as though it was simply another weapon available to him. Free himself was unaware of this, but such an ability to not only control one's emotions, but turn them into power was rare indeed. It was a skill that did not come easily to even the greatest warriors, yet Free had managed to master such a complicated concept at his young age. Armor that absorbs the force imparted by attacks the moment they're received. That was how Nine has described the Emperor's armor. Sure enough, just as she described, no matter how many strikes Free launched, nothing seemed to get through. It was then that the realization dawned on him. The armor was immune to external force, and what he needed was to induce internal force. Anyone else could have given up at this point, but Free could scarcely imagine a more suitable target for its unique skills. Combining his blades into one, squaring off against the Emperor yet again. The defining characteristic of Free's weapons was their ability to internally induce an arts-based explosion in their target. To do so, he needed to strike the same point with each blade separately, and then a third time in their fused form. By this point, he had already landed a number of hits on the Emperor's armor, and luckily for Free, a decent amount of those hits overlapped. All that remained was the final step in the process, making contact with those intersecting points using his fused sword. Rean attacked the Emperor with the same rage and power as before. This time though, he failed to land a single hit. It was just a hair's breadth off every time. The first steps in his weapons process were relatively simple. He needed to land a strike with each weapon, creating two perpendicular lines that would paint a target for the orbit. The next part, however, was far more difficult. He needed to use the fuse blade to hit the precise point where the two lines intersected. This was a much smaller target area, making the task that much more demanding. Still, Free was confident in his aim, and knew he had the dexterity to pull it off. In spite of his skill and confidence, however, he continually found himself failing to land a decisive hit. The Emperor cackled in delight as he watched Free struggle. To him, Free's plight was nothing short of pure comedy. "I know my tools inside and out," he said, a dark grin spreading across his face. "Your methods of attack, how your weapons work, I understand these things even better than you." As to proving the Emperor's point, Free's next attack fell short as well. The Emperor launched a counterattack with his staff swung at the perfect angle. Free had launched a figure out his both tricks. Right before each of his attacks would land, the Emperor would make a subtle change of gravity. His timing was exquisite, and the trick was executed in such a way that Free had no time to correct the angle of his sword. Further, the gravity wave emitted by the Emperor's scepter did nothing at all when it failed to connect. But if it did, the resulting damage would be enormous. Thus far, Free had been able to evade or turn away each incoming swing, but he knew it was only because the Emperor was allowing it. He had yet to land a single effective attack, and the wear on both his weapon and his own body was steadily mounting. The outcome of the battle seemed clear, and by all appearances, there was nothing that could change his course. Thanks to his impeccable defense, the Emperor was nearly unscathed, while Free was barely holding on, looking more and more like he could collapse at any moment. In between clashes, a momentary calm settled over the battlefield. As Free was weighing his options, a voice broke the silence. It was a lazy drawl, the one that Free had heard many times over the past year. Analysis complete. Nine struggled to her feet, looking as though she could fall back down at any moment. "How?" The Emperor's genuine shock escaped his mouth in a low hiss. "Nine, you're okay." At first he understood what had happened. Nine hadn't fallen unconscious. She had simply feigned doing so in order to analyze the Emperor in secret. She had given Free no indication of her plan whatsoever. After all, had she done so, the Emperor may very well have caught on to her plan. "Just fine," she responded. "I used my wires to cushion the blow of the boulders by shredding them into smaller pieces. In the end, the rocks barely scratched me. Judging by the amount of blood that covered her, it would have been clear to anyone this was far from the truth, but the fact remained she was both alive and conscious." Free disengaged from the Emperor and moved closer to Nine, making sure to keep his eyes trained on his foe as he did so. "There's a moment when he's unable to respond to anything," she explained. "That's his power's fatal weakness." "What do you mean?" "Gravitational manipulation doesn't require casting like an art would, but after he uses it, there's a period of time of about a second before he's able to use it again. That's why he wasn't able to immediately prevent the falling rocks from burying him earlier." "But the way he's changing gravity is so precise," Free said, looking back on their battle. "How could he have managed that?" "He was just reading your movement, S. He knows how you fight like the back of his hand." "Wait, what?" Free exclaimed, the surprise in his voice clear. "It's true," Nine responded. "The way he manipulates gravity is determined before you even start your swings. He knows your tendencies well, and uses that knowledge to predict your actions." Is that even possible?" asked Free, his mind racing. "It is, unfortunately," Nine responded, "and he's not using an artifact for it either. His mind just works that quickly. He's a monster through and through." The Emperor let out a low chuckle. "A sound analysis, but it will obey you nothing. I know your techniques inside and out. The same speed, the same power, the same angles, each and every time. There's no way you can possibly undo years of the habits we so painstakingly drilled into you." Nine looked up at him knowingly. "Right, let's end this." The duo nodded in agreement and turned to face the Emperor once again. Free charged at him again, renewing his previous assault. He raised his sword overhead, attacking at a high angle. The Emperor dodged it effortlessly and sent forth a counterattack. Their deadly dance continued as before, but as things both sides knew where it would eventually lead. The Emperor sensed an incoming attack and prepared to manipulate gravity. Just as he predicted, Free attacked a half step faster, aiming for one of the spots in his armor that had been previously marked. As the sword raced toward its target, gravity shifted and the sword's trajectory altered. Despite this, it somehow continued on its original path regardless, as if the altered gravity had been predicted and compensated for. "Impossible," the Emperor muttered under his breath. He hastily jerked his body out of the blade's trajectory, with hardly a second to spare. Free's movements changed, however. As the Emperor mulled the changing situation over, Free's next attack came speeding in. The Emperor again predicted the speed and trajectory, and manipulated gravity accordingly. However, boom, a muffled explosion rang out, and the Emperor felt his armor crack and paint coursed through his left arm. Boom. What? Another flash. Boom. His right leg was now damaged as well. The Emperor was at utter loss. Had Free managed to correctly predict his spatial manipulation? How was he suddenly able to alter his strikes to compensate for gravity? Had the analyzer been analyzed himself? Cursing Free's name, the Emperor's thoughts grew frantic. As he desperately looked for a clue, he realized what was actually happening. He glimpsed a number of barely visible cords extending from Free's body. Naturally, Nine stood at the other end controlling them. She wasn't pulling him to and fro like a marionette, but was instead nudging his attack slightly, guiding his direction, timing, and angle to create the perfect strike. The Emperor may have been predicting Free's attacks and making adjustments, but Nine was doing the same to him in turn. It was her guidance that allowed Free to score direct hit after direct hit. Her superior intellect was of course a major reason this was possible. Her relationship with Free was her true secret weapon. The two knew each other better than anyone in the world, which allowed her to predict his reactions and movements with incredible accuracy. She used her natural understanding of her partner to help him adapt to his combat style to fit the situation at hand. In that sense, the secret behind the upper hand they had suddenly gained was as simple as could be. "You little B word," the Emperor let out an enraged growl, laced with bitter hatred. Neither Free nor Nine had ever seen him like this before. He tried to launch the same rocky onslaught at Nine as he had before, but found himself bereft of munitions. He could not be sure when it happened, but at some point the duo had led him to a different part of the area, one where he could no longer weaponize the terrain. With furious bloodlust, he lowered the gravity near him and rushed at Nine. Finally, "I've been waiting." A giant boulder appeared in the air above the Emperor, likely due to an art Nine had cast. The Emperor was unimpressed, however, at being subjected to the same attack twice. This time, however, it even lacked the element of surprise. He easily shattered the incoming boulder with his staff once it entered his area of reduced gravity. But it was this flippant display of arrogance that sealed his fate. As the pieces of the boulder rained down around him, he found himself face to face with a plush toy rabbit, one that had been hidden within the boulder. "No," he exclaimed, knowing full well it was no mere toy. His realization came too late, however. With a massive bang, the rabbit detonated. Latent heat washed over the Emperor, his legs buckled under the force. Just then, another explosion went off at his back. Free had landed a solid hit on his chest armor, and the resulting blast had blown it clear off his body. "This is the end," Free said quietly. The black-hearted Emperor's armor had been destroyed, and Free's blade had found its bloody mark. To be continued. You're jumping in too, Lloyd? Taking in the sights while you're getting everything ready? Pretty much, yeah. I had my hands full coordinating everyone yesterday. Besides, it's been so long since I could walk around town like this. It's so nostalgic seeing everything again. You're not the only one who's thinking back on the old days. Since when did you get so tall, huh? Well, you think you're something special just because you're almost as tall as your brother, punk? You'd be surprised how many people have said that. You know, this wasn't the way I wanted to come home, but I guess I should be grateful I was able to at all. And I made it in time too. What's that supposed to mean? It's a long story. Huh? Oh. You're joining your unit and heading out soon, right, Oscar? Now I get it. Yeah, but I'm a commissary man. I won't actually have to fight. I'm supposed to ship out tomorrow, actually. I see. Sorry, Oscar. I wish there was something I could do to help. Hey, don't make that face, Lloyd. It's not like you're sitting pretty while everyone else is hard at work. I'm worried about you too, got it? Yeah, you've got a point. Huh. I guess all we can really say is, good luck, Oscar, and please be careful. Thanks. Same goes for all of you. I've still got the whole day to deal with any unfinished business. Like finally settling the score between me and Bennett. You have your work cut out for you. She's been putting in quite a bit of work to come up with a new recipe. You're finally going to crown the winner, huh? I'd love to see that. Is Bennett still hiding in the kitchen? Probably, but I don't know for sure. I haven't seen her all morning. We need to start baking soon, or we'll run out of time. Do you think she forgot about it and decided to goof off or something? Oscar, Bennett wouldn't do that. I'm sure she'll show up soon enough. Give it time. Yeah, you're right. I'll get things ready while I wait. I hope Bennett is okay. Should we look for her? She's probably somewhere around town. Perhaps we should. I'd rather not have this weighing on my mind. Is this a quest? Melon bread. Okay, glittering brooch. Oh, how lovely. This gemstone brooch is quite exceptional. I thought it might go well with your maid outfit. Yes, I could pin it to my scarf. Thank you for the gift, Master Rean. Perhaps I could give you this. Shadow of a vase. A necklace with black wings. Could this be? I wore it back when I wasn't known as Sharon. Please take it. May it serve you in some way. Thank you, Sharon. What does it do? Evasion up. Wow, that's actually really pretty good. That's pretty good bonus. Visiting your friends from Class VII. Good to see you, everyone. What coincidence. I was hoping I'd get to talk to you. What is it? Have you turned up something important? Or Celine, are you sure it's okay for you to be talking right now? Yes, it's fine. This human's long since known about Emma being a witch. Oh, okay. Should have known. Hey, when you have as many connections as I do, you can't help but learn a secret here and there. I'm guessing you want to discuss what's going on at the Rosenberg Doll Studio. Yes, anything you can tell us would be great. The Rosenberg Doll Studio? Well, now we know where those Rosenberg dolls we've got involved with came from. What's your interest in this place, Emma? Something to do with the fact that it's one of the Society's 13 factories, perhaps. What? Well, yeah, it makes sense that she knows that. I've heard rumors about it myself. Now I'm curious, what do you know? Don't get your hopes up, my intel isn't exactly mind-blowing. What I can tell you is that the Rosenberg Doll Studio is empty, shut down, the shell of its former self. Now, that is interesting. What happened to Rosenberg? When did things started going downhill? Around the time of the Crossbell incident, I'd say. Yoerg, the master craftsman, was making plans to take the workshop out of the 13 factories. Or so the rumors say. Haven't been able to confirm it yet. I see. The 13 factories, the engineering network that once included the Black Workshop. It's unclear just how they are involved with the Great Twilight. But if some of the factories get shut down, you'd have to lower the numbers to like 12 or 11 factories. By the way, I'm curious about what they're up to. That goes for Ouroboros too. Doesn't seem we'll be able to find more information regarding the Society. If possible, I'd like to get more information out of Vita, but maybe we should leave it at that. We should focus on the rehearsal.
Sorry for the trouble. If you ain't buying, then get out.
Harmonica, I can give it to Claire, but she's not a party member, is she? Unless we can convince her to join us and abandon Osborne.
Come again?
Now that I look at it, there's a name engraved on the harmonica. Emil, where have I heard that name before? There's no way I could send it to you, can I? I'll have to return to Courageous 2 to send a gift. Yeah, it's not gonna happen right now. I better remember it the moment I get back to the ship, though. Mint, Gaius, what are you two doing here? It's kind of embarrassing, but we're short a couple of instruments for the performance. But the SSS worked things out so we could borrow what we need from the store. I'm just here to help carry the heavy stuff. That's a relief. I can't imagine Mint would find it easy to get all this back on her own. Yeah, it would have been a disaster. She even admits it. Do you need any additional hands while we're here? That's okay, we've got it covered. There's nothing really huge like pianos or anything. Once we make sure we've got everything we need, we'll get going. Alright, so long as you're certain. By the way, Mint, you're joining the ensemble as a flautist, right? I'm surprised you have the time for stuff like this. Don't you need to practice? No, I should be fine. I'm the kind of girl who does bad in practice but shines when the chips are really down. Getting all the instruments and equipment set up is a way better use of my time than silly old practice. I'm not sure that's true. You're not even a little nervous about performing in front of so many people? And this girl's confidence is gonna take her far in life. I wonder what's going on over at the theater. Maybe they're setting up for the next show. Yeah, seems that way. And it's all happening tomorrow, so the rumors say. Oh my gosh, really? In that case, I better pull out all the stops. Feels like I'll need more time to perfect this new flavor, though. I thought I was onto something with those lingon berries from Sully's hometown in Northumbria. But I'm still trying to figure out how to best utilize them. Northumbrian lingonberries, huh? I always thought they tasted great in some jam. Lingonberry jam, of course, why didn't I think of that? Thanks for the tip, I'll see how it turns out. Don't mention it, just save a jar for me. The perfect bread, it's right at the tip of my brain. No, I'm losing it, it's still missing that special something. Hey Bennett, are you okay? Oh, it's you, Yuna. I'm fine, I've just hit a wall creatively. I've been walking around town searching for inspiration, but so far I haven't come up with any new ideas. Don't tell me, am I washed up? Have I peaked already? Hey, don't be so hard on yourself. Your baking's more delicious than ever these days. That's right, everything you gave us before was exquisite. It sounds to me this isn't a matter of mere technique. Maybe what you need is a bit of soul searching. For instance, why do you love to bake in the first place? Where does that passion spark from? My passion, the reason I started baking. That's right, it's all because of... Alright, I think I've got it. Thanks for hearing me out. I think I've had a breakthrough. I'll give it my best shot at any rate. Sounds like you found your answer. I'm happy for you. Yeah, I'm glad we could help. You did. You helped a lot. Thank you. If you like, you could come see how it turns out. I'm gonna put all into this final bake-off. Heart, body, sweat, and soul. It'd mean a lot to me if you guys came to watch. We'd love to. You've already got me craving carbs as it is. I feel like it's almost our duty to at this point. Great, then settled. Let's all head back to Morgaze. Right. Rean and the others returned to the bakery together along with a much enthused Bennett. Before long, the two young artisan bakers had set to work on their new creations. Alright, I'd like to announce the start of Oscar and Bennett's final bake-off. In honor of the occasion, we've asked Lloyd and his pals to judge the competition. That okay with you two? Yep, that's fine with me. Yes, I'll give them all I've got. Wow, for a baking competition, everyone's pretty fired up. Can you blame them? These two have been battling it out for the past couple of years. It's kind of a big deal for them, huh? Since Oscar won the last round, we'll begin with his entry. That's fine with me. This is my latest creation, the Club 7 Special. It's fresh out of the oven. Eat it up before it gets cold. Oscar handed out his Club 7 specials. You made a sandwich? It's like a work of art. The different fillings really make the color of the bread pop. It's definitely pretty, but we've got to judge the taste too. I'll take a bite. Munch. Huh? What the? It's like an explosion of flavor. The key is the soft-boiled egg right in the center. The other ingredients play their part too. It all comes together to give you a dining experience like none other. Delicious doesn't even begin to describe it. I'd probably eat it all before I even noticed. The sandwich is usually a pretty simple dish, but this is so good. I can imagine this being served at a fancy restaurant. This would be the perfect start to the day if I had a nice cup of coffee too. I see no problems adding this to our menu. It's sure to become a big hit. Oscar, don't hand me the victory just yet. I want to see what Bennett's got in store for us. Wherever it is, it looks like it turned out better than usual. Okay, I guess I'm up. I call this my ultimate chiffon delight. I hope you enjoy it. I see, pancakes topped with butter and honey. The presentation is kind of plain, but looks good. Let's see how it tastes, Munch. The texture's so light and fluffy, it's really gentle. There's something about it that's really moving. Oh, shame Altina can't be here. They're really good. The flavor is very dynamic. Oh, this is one for the history books. The simplicity of the presentation just adds to the sweet, comforting taste. I feel a strange sense of nostalgia welling up in me. I was aiming for something I could call my best dish at first, but then I realized I'd rather make something for Oscar to remember us by. It's been a very wild 2 years, but I wanted to make a dish that would remind you of the good times no matter where you go. Bennett, I guess I should try some then. Yeah. Much, this is really good. Maybe it's just me, but I can feel the baker's kindness in every bite. It kind of makes me want to tear up. It's got technical skill behind it, but there's so much heart too, and it looks like I've lost. Thank you, Bennett. You got your feelings across just fine. I promise I'll stay alive and come home when the war is over. I'll be looking forward to the day when we can bake together again. Okay. And the winner is Bennett. Congrats to both of you for your hard work. Sorry we had to drag you guys into this. Don't worry about it. It was quite the experience. Yeah, I wouldn't have missed it for the world. Hey, where'd Bennett go? I'm not sure. Last I saw, she was blushing and mumbling something about getting her feelings across and seeing each other again someday. Then she screamed about needing to clean up and disappeared into the back. Oh, Bennett never changes. She's had quite the afternoon. Perhaps she should be excused. That daughter of mine. Will she never get over her shyness? Anyway, thanks for helping us out with this. There's plenty of samples left, so go ahead and take as much as you want. Thanks a lot. Excellent, I can't wait for another taste. We'd love to put it on the menu, but we don't have enough ingredients right now. It might be a while before we can offer them to the public. That's a shame. I'll bet your regular customers would love them. We'll just have to see how things go from here. It's on us to create a better future for Erebonia and Crossbell both. Right. Oh hey, you finished cleaning up the kitchen already? Yeah, I just kind of did it on autopilot. Or I can't do it. I can't bear to look at him in the eyes. The way he smelled back there was just so dazzling. Be still, my heart. Be still, damn it. Oh, cool. Good work. Gotta say, this has been a great experience. Guess I'll have to start my training from square one once I get back, though. And when I do, I'm looking forward to having you teach me again, Bennett. Oscar. Or seriously, you better come back. If you don't, I'll never speak to you again. I'll be back. You can count on it. Looks like Bennett still hasn't come totally clean about her feelings. Guess this is progress, though. I wouldn't have missed this for the world. It was an experience I won't soon forget. We have to make tomorrow a success for Oscar and Bennett. This strategy means everything for the future of Crossbell, so we've got to see it through. You've got that right. We'll do the most we can. That's a promise. Man, those pancakes were delish, and I'm not just saying that because it was my daughter that made them. We've got to start selling them at the bakery. They'll be a big hit. Good luck with your operation. I'll be praying for you. Thanks for tuning into this Let's Play of The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 4. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, and or hit the bell icon.